that are associated with Martlesham. Gloucester Road here, for example. Pan over to there is Anson Road. Back over to Gloucester Road again here. And this is the old road that led from Woodbridge to Felixstowe. And the camp was divided by this road. This hangar here, just off the Woodbridge to Felixstowe Road, is where all our aircraft, when I was based here in July, August, September 1960 with the Birmingham University Air Squadron Summer Camp. And I believe this was also the hangar at that time that the Anson, the Hurricane and the Spitfire also shared. Again, the end of the hangar. It's the only hangar that exists now at Martlesham. This is the old guard room. You see the sole windows, top left hand side there. I did my 7 days Jankers in there, but that's another story. There's two top windows there. There are two cell windows. These two buildings here, one is Fighter Group 11 Group headquarters. Which one it is I do not know. And the other one is the Martlesham Heath SHQ. I think this is the building that used to be 11 Fighter Group headquarters during World War II. This is the other part of the main runway, which exists only for about 100 yards or so. And this one links up, or did link up, with where the Douglas Bader pub is now. There's a section here of the runway showing the foundations. Run that along there. Not very deep. We come up now to Barrett Square. There are still 4 barrack blocks that are in existence. This is looking at the old Barrett Square at Martlesham. As you can see, it's now used as a car park. Panning round, 2 more barrack blocks over there. The one on the right hand side was my home for about 7 weeks in 1960. Pan round here, and the big building you see in the back there is actually the BT research station tower. They moved up from Dollis Hill in North London once the RAF had left, and they employ something like about 4,000 people. We have 3 memorials. This is the first one that was put up in honour of the United States Air Force. And we go over here. This is a new one that we had erected a couple of years ago or so. And over on the far side there, one for all of those that served at Martlesham in whatever capacity. This is on top of one of the revetments where the P-51s would have been sheltered. They did start clearing this area 2 or 3 years ago, and there were some concrete hard standings here as well. These are the revetments that the Americans had built, and they protected their P-51 Mustangs. There were several of these along this stretch of the airfield, which joins the old A12, which is now the A1214. This is the Perry track at Martlesham Heath in Suffolk. This would have been where the likes of Douglas Bader, Sailor Milan, Stanford Tuck and Johnny Johnson and co. would have all been flying their Spitfires and Hurricanes before the Americans took over in 1942. That is the sound of a robin. There is a magpie to my right in the woods. This is a domain of jays as well over here, as well as owls. Again, this is looking down the Perry track, the old Perry track. Not much of it visible now, but this is where all of those heroes once flew from. This area here is where the fuel dump used to be, and I believe that these are avgas and avtur tanks. Avgas tank, 12,000 gallons, number 4. Coming over to number 3. These are all avgas tanks. There is no showing of avtur at all. I thought that avtur was over here as well once. This also explains the gas tanks here. When I was here in 1960, the Bowsers would have come over here to have filled up to top up the aircraft. I don't know where the MT section was though. This is the Douglas Bader pub, named after Douglas Bader from when he was Officer Commandant 2420 CU in the war, and there's a nice sign up there. This is the only other part of the runway that exists now at Martlesham, and if I turn around, this takes us back to the Douglas Bader pub. Well, this is Martlesham Heath Control Tower, and I'm just looking up top there on the top deck, and there's some new railing has been put up. Here we've got the signal square, which was in situ during the war. No flags flying today. Actually the museum is now closed until spring, Easter next year. Where I'm standing now, we're looking due south towards Vauxhall, and this is the really only part of the runway that is left at Martlesham. There is a little section that runs down by the Douglas Barder pub, where the intersection of the two runways were. But this is all that is left now. I believe that this section here was built in the 50s as an extension to the runway, and I believe it's about 150 feet wide. But again, many different types of aircraft used this. I'll pan round. There's nothing really that you can see in the way of the runway at all. If I pan round there, we're then looking north, but as you see there's nothing there to show. We're back to the main runway, or back to the runway again, and we have all the buddleia and other trees, shrubs, lichen, moss that are growing in there.